Warning. The following video exposes a dirty industry secret that online gold companies don't want you to know. I've already been threatened by several of them for exposing this scam, so this page may be removed soon. Viewer discretion is advised. What if the single greatest gold heist in history was happening right now, at this very moment? Not led by the government, but rather a sneakier, far more evil group. A nefarious group of characters, lurking in the shadows, anxiously waiting to sell you gold so that they could steal 30% to 50% of it right out from under your nose, without you even knowing it. All while you think it's safely on its way to your home or to a secure vault. Unfortunately, this is happening every single day to thousands of unsuspecting gold investors. And you have almost certainly seen the innocent-looking advertisements all over the internet. You may have even fell victim to them already if you currently own gold. This brief video presentation is going to do three critical things for you. Prove why gold is still the single best hedge against rising inflation, government spending, and the many assaults on your retirement. Show you how easy it is to roll your current retirement account into gold, tax-free, and then keep your retirement safe in a secret offshore location. To expose what is by far the most evil conspiracy to steal and devalue gold ever devised. A few gold companies have already been shut down for this, but there are still hundreds more that are ready to prey on you. Whether you currently own gold now or will sometime in the future, and I'm betting you will after seeing this alarming video, you'll want to drop everything and give this a couple minutes of your time, because billions have already been taken right from under our noses. And that number is about to multiply many times over. What I discovered recently about gold theft shocked me more than anything I've seen in 30 years. Without a doubt, the information I'm leaking today will put many unscrupulous gold companies out of business. This information has never been shared before, and my goal is to quickly educate as many people as possible before this page is taken down by the big bad gold companies who have a lot more money and lawyers than I can compete with. I know that if you take action on the information in this video, you'll have a very real opportunity to get your gold or any future investment you make in gold to safety from these crooks. Ignore this sober warning, however, and you risk getting scammed anytime you attempt to buy gold, which could mean losing 20%, 30%, even 50% or more of your investment instantly. Imagine owning $100,000 in gold and half of that value just being vaporized. The craziest and scariest part is, I'm not talking about changes in market price for gold. I'm talking about theft in the truest sense of the word. I'm talking about people who think they own the amount of gold they were sold, only to find out half of it doesn't really exist. Frankly, I'm angered when I see such a crime perpetrated against honest, hard-working investors like you. And my mission is to make sure you're protected. That's the good news, because once you understand how to protect yourself from the gold heist that's taking place, you'll also know exactly how to properly secure gold at full value and store it in the single safest location on Earth. No, it's not in the US, Switzerland, or anywhere near the Caribbean. By taking the one step I recommend in a moment, you will ensure your gold wealth grows in the months and years ahead, and that you never have to worry about thieves or the government or any federal entity seizing your gold at any time, ever. So be sure you watch to the end of this brief video, because I'll be giving you everything you need to know, including a starter kit you can use to beat these thieves at their own game. Before I reveal who is out to steal your gold, present and future, we need to get some simple facts out of the way. If you're watching this video, then I think it's safe to assume you already know what an incredible investment gold is. Sure, it can be volatile in the short term, but long term, gold has been a phenomenal asset in any portfolio. In the last 15 years alone, gold has gone from $279 per ounce to over $1,200 per ounce at the time of this video presentation. That's 437% growth. By contrast, the S&P 500 went from 1498 to 1982, a mere 32% increase over the same time frame. In other words, having your money in gold produced nearly 14 times better return than the stock market. Incredible when you think about it. Of course, you also know that gold isn't just an investment, it's also a hedge against inflation. Another government shutdown or further international loss of confidence in the dollar could trigger a crisis unlike anything we've ever seen. This is why Jim Rickards, hedge fund manager and author of the book Currency Wars, argues that any number of events could cause the price of gold to double overnight. The massive instability created by our government also means that nothing is sacred. Not your retirement account, not your federal benefits, nothing. It could all go up in smoke should our government's debts ever come back to bite us. It is for this reason that many savvy gold investors are now rolling their retirement into gold and then keeping their gold safely out of reach of the federal government, using the secure 100% legal offshore storage location I will reveal at the end of this video. Because when nothing is sacred or secure, including the retirement plans so many of us have worked so hard for, you cannot afford to take any chances. In a moment, I'll show you the most effective way to roll your current retirement account into gold as quickly, easily, and safely as possible. I'll also show you why most investors do it all wrong, setting up the horrific theft I mentioned at the beginning of this video. The theft is so blatant that almost no one sees it until it's too late. To understand the enemy, you need to understand the phenomenal power of their bait and switch scam. Imagine you're watching TV and you see an advertisement for a new car. It shows the most attractive model and it promises that you can lease it for just $199 per month. Well, excited, you head over to the car dealership. You meet the salesperson, he takes you on a ride. You're even more thrilled about the possibility of leasing this amazing car for just $199. And so as you head to the office, ready to finalize the paperwork, that's when he drops the bomb on you. The car you just test drove, the same model in the commercial, is not available for $199 per month. It's actually $499 per month. Oops, sorry. That fake low price was for a model they don't even have in stock. It was just meant to get you in the door so the salesman can work his perfectly scripted pitch on the higher end model with all the bells and whistles. But now you're already pre-sold and you've invested all this time. You may not proceed with the deal, but you're probably tempted, especially after his slick sales pitch. Now, this is thoroughly dishonest and disgraceful behavior, but it's not theft. Theft is what happens to unsuspecting investors in the gold market, perhaps to you every single day. You see, many large-scale gold dealers will advertise incredible deals with low-priced bullion products to attract gold and silver investor interest. Once these dealers have you, their prey, on the phone, their sales force is trained to avoid selling the advertised low-priced bullion. Instead, they sell you on their highly marked-up items like pre-1933 gold coins, numismatic coins, fancy bullion, and so on, all while explaining how much more valuable these rare coins are. Their sales tactics would be laughable if they weren't so effective at fleecing the public from their hard-earned savings. Part of how they do it is what's called the confiscation scare. This deception generally preys upon the essential reason you call or visit these outfits in the first place: uncertainty about the economy and governmental policies. If a dealer ever attempts to influence your investment choices by using confiscation scare tactics, run. Don't walk, but run away. Fast. If they have the audacity to mention President Roosevelt's 1933 executive order about gold confiscation, consider these facts. President Roosevelt's 1933 Executive Order 6102 prohibited the private ownership of gold in America. It required U.S. citizens to hand over their gold bullion to a Federal Reserve Bank or face a $10,000 fine and/or 10 years imprisonment. The president's order listed the following exemption: gold coin and gold certificates in an amount not exceeding in the aggregate $100 belonging to any one person, roughly 5 ounces of gold, and gold coins having a recognized special value to collectors of rare and unusual coins. The rare and unusual coins clause is what many dodgy coin dealers use to convince investors that regular bullion coins are not safe and could be confiscated by the government, under the ruse that they themselves are offering rare and unusual coins which would be exempt from a potential future Roosevelt-style confiscation. They are then able to justify upselling the public 30% to 50% or more over the actual value of the gold content in the coin. So if gold is at $1,200 an ounce, they will try their hardest to convince you that your safest bet is to buy rare 1-ounce coins for $2,000 or more. And here's the kicker. If you turned around the very next day and tried to sell the coins back to them, they would only offer you the actual value of $1,200 per coin. It is truly remarkable and disgusting, but it gets worse. Research has shown that roughly 25% of privately held gold in 1933 was turned into various Federal Reserve banks. This gold was melted down into 22K bar form and moved into Fort Knox, helping to ensure the dollar's viability as an internationally convertible gold standard currency. The roughly remaining 75% of privately held gold was hoarded and not turned in. Not one U.S. citizen was convicted of hoarding their gold. Not one. And millions of common pre-1933 gold coins still being sold today are ironically being touted by those same sellers as rare and unusual. Real, rare, and unusual numismatic coins can sell upwards of 100 times or more of their precious metals content. Translated, this means that you'd be lucky to lose 30 to 50% of your gold's value on markup. You could lose much, much more. And I'm sorry, but selling gold using false pretenses to justify insane markups and ensuring that good-intentioned investors like you only get a fraction of the possible gold value for your money isn't just dishonest. It is outright theft. And it's happening every single day to the tune of billions of dollars. Your great-grandfather's pre-1933 gold piece is neither rare nor unusual, according to the official definition. It is no more safe from the government than anything else you own. Yet this doesn't stop large gold dealers from hounding your internet browser, television, and radio, offering you rock-bottom prices, only then to call your phone nonstop, pushing coins that are neither exceptional nor fairly priced. Once you're on the phone with them, that's when the real fun begins, because rare coin sales pitches will many times come complete with official-looking figures that track numismatic coin values versus bullion over select periods of time. The carefully selected rare coin indexes displayed will of course show that collector coins outperform bullion, all thanks to beneficially hindsight-selected spans of time and products. The financial term for this is called cherry picking, and it's one of the shadiest sales tactics around. It's only years later when you go to sell or double check the price on your coins that you realized you were fleeced, and your coins are worth significantly less than your original money, which could have been spent on real gold or silver bullion. Worse, your coins are no more safe from confiscation than money in a bank because they are still being stored in the USA. But the worst part is, this scam is only just the beginning, because the shady dealers have upped their game, using an even slicker form of deception to swindle honest investors like you. I call it the fancy bullion hoax. Gold dealers begin by buying up limited mintage products from the mint at the normal spot price of gold. Then they suddenly call them rare and exclusive as if that gives them greater monetary value. These fancy bullion coins are then highly marked up and peddled to unsuspecting buyers. If any gold dealer mentions any of those coins, please do yourself a favor and hang up the phone immediately. Just remember that anytime you start to hear words like rare, special edition, exclusive, or limited when it comes to gold, then you're usually about to be scammed. Bottom line, if you're interested in owning gold for the same reasons most people are, then the best way to invest is by acquiring physical gold bullion. No exceptions. Real gold bullion coins or bars without insane markups have the type and grade of metal and their weight stamped right on them. In the event of a crisis, your local radio and television stations, news websites, and stock tickers will constantly be broadcasting the current price per ounce. You will know exactly how much your gold is worth at any given time, and dealers, buyers, merchants, and bankers will know as well. Demand for your bullion will skyrocket, and you'll be able to sell your metals quickly and easily. It's highly unlikely the same will be true of your numismatic rare coins for which you have paid a high premium. The exact metal content on numismatic coins may be unclear. Dishonest dealers may dispute the coin's weight, and no one's likely to care that you paid a lot more money because your coins were old and supposedly rare. Now that you're aware of this theft, the solution is pretty simple. Focus on real physical gold bullion, avoiding numismatic, collector, or fancy coins. Go with a reputable dealer you research and trust. Have a safe storage strategy that keeps your investment protected if, God forbid, there ever was a government meltdown or confiscation. Before we cover number 2, let's jump to the third step. safe storage, because it's one of the most controversial and misunderstood parts of gold investing. As you probably know, neither Switzerland nor Caribbean locations like the Cayman Islands are safe havens for gold. Those places have been unsafe for years, as there have been massive seizures of assets, including gold, from banks in those locations. The U.S. government has undeniably easy access. Even if you never break any laws, which I'm sure you don't, you simply do not want to keep your gold within arm's reach of the government should anything ever go horribly wrong with our economy, which isn't a far-fetched possibility. Additionally, in order to avoid taxes, you do not want to take possession of your gold if you're putting it into a retirement account. It must be stored in an approved third-party vault. In fact, that leads us to one final scam to be on the lookout for. I call it the home storage IRA scam. This investment opportunity is about as risky as they come. It involves shady gold companies convincing you to open up an LLC company in your own home, which will then hold your retirement funds or gold. This is an attempt to avoid the IRS requirement of precious metals IRAs being set up by an established custodian or financial institution that's subject to state or federal regulation. With the home storage tactic, gold dealers will tell you that there will be no banks, no fees, and immediate access to your precious metals right in the comfort of your own home. While they will make it sound as simple and legal as possible, it is extremely rare for anyone to actually meet the lengthy IRS requirements for this sort of setup, and a simple LLC in your house doesn't cut it. Anyone wishing to attempt this must complete a written application with the IRS, demonstrating that the applicant satisfies a long list of requirements that meet the applicable regulations. This includes complicated requirements relating to fiduciary ability, experience, capacity, fitness to handle retirement assets, bonding, audits, and net worth. Additionally, the applicant cannot act as a trustee or take possession of the metals until the IRS provides notice that their application has been approved. The time and effort it would take to compile these materials and even stand a chance for approval is ridiculous. This reality is in stark contrast to the simple three-step process promoted by many gold dealers. But the gold companies don't care, because they already have your money and will ship the gold to your LLC company at your house while you wait for IRS approval, or the more likely, rejection. Oh, and by the way, there will be a tiny little disclosure on their website stating that you release them of any legal liability if the process turns out to be illegal. And guess what happens if you take possession of that gold before you are IRS approved, or if the IRS rejects your application? You could be required to pay immediate taxes on your entire retirement account, as well as a 10% penalty, effectively costing you 35% of your retirement or more. The scammers are not only trying to trick you, but they are also trying to get you to trick the IRS by pretending that your IRA isn't really under your control. But let's be realistic here. We are talking about the IRS. Do you really think they will believe you do not control your IRA if the funds are sitting in a safe in your own bedroom? And which is more likely, the IRS accepting your application with this cockamamie structure or rejecting it? The answer is obvious. Look, if you want to gamble, you can go to Las Vegas. Opening a home storage precious metals IRA is much more risky and a lot less fun. So do yourself a favor and hang up the phone if any company mentions a home storage option for your precious metals IRA. In the last 15 years alone, gold has gone from $279 per ounce to over $1,100 per ounce at the time of this video presentation. That's over 406% growth. By contrast, the S&P 500 went from 498 to 880, a mere 25% increase over the same time frame. That's why I'm excited to reveal what I've discovered to be the one ideal place to store your gold safely, with maximum security, zero taxes, and peace of mind. 100% insured and backed by Brink Security and 100% legal. This is one of the most stable countries in the world today, both politically and economically, and is emerging as one of the preeminent precious metals trading hubs in the world. We both know it's a good idea to get our gold outside of massively indebted and near insolvent Western banks and jurisdictions. This trend looks set to continue, given the very poor state of most Western nations, and this wealthy little country looks set to be a beneficiary of this trend. I can't reveal this location or details of investing there publicly, as I want to keep this reserved for those who will keep this information confidential. That's why I'm going to share a discovery I recently made about a company offering a free gold starter kit that, if you're approved to receive it, will give you everything you need to know about this secret gold storage haven I'm talking about. You'll learn why this is one of the most stable countries in the world today, both politically and economically. It is fast positioning itself as Asia's global precious metals trade hub. It is becoming a global financial hub with the largest pool of private banking assets in Asia, with over 1.1 trillion US dollars and growing. It is a global transportation hub with easy access in and out anytime to ensure you'll never lose access to your gold for any reason. Not to mention, you'll also get favorable tax treatment, leading storage providers, segregated storage, pools of liquidity, refining capacity, world-class physical infrastructure, Brinks insured vaults, video recordings of your metals being stored, and more. There's so much I could tell you about the benefits of storing your gold in this emerging safe haven, and you'll get it all if you're accepted to receive the free starter kit I mentioned a moment ago. Now, the company I'm about to introduce you to is one of the few honest, reputable gold dealers I've ever come into contact with. They do not recommend numismatics, fancy bullion, or rare coins. They've been in the gold industry for well over a decade. They're the single most credible supplier and resource I've found in all my years. They specialize in helping people like you protect your retirement account, including your IRA or 401k, with real physical gold and silver assets. And they help you do it tax-free, without any penalties or fees. No company is more legitimate and trustworthy. They have A+ rating with the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, AAA rating with Business Consumer Alliance, BCA, 5-star out of 5-star customer satisfaction rating with over 500 reviews on TrustLink, certified and fully insured gold IRA transfers, plus they've been featured many times by leading publications such as Forbes and Inc. 500. A handful of gold companies have recently been shut down by the U.S. government for the very fraud that I've revealed above, but more and more are popping up every day with new names and the same scam. That's again why I'm thrilled to invite you to apply for the free gold starter kit that covers everything you need to know about safely and successfully rolling a portion of your retirement account into gold, and then keeping it safe for life. With this free gold retirement starter kit, you get a report with cutting-edge info on investing in gold and silver. You get an award-winning DVD exposing the secrets of the Federal Reserve. You get the Insider's IRA and 401k rollover guide. You get the Forbes magazine investment guide. Plus, you get the Untold Story of Gold, a special report. Again, all 100% free. No fine print and no slick sales pitch. This is everything you need to not only roll over your existing retirement account into physical gold, tax-free without penalties or fees, but also how to store your gold safely and keep it immune from the danger presented by government or financial meltdowns. The only catch is that they only have 500 of these kits available. That is, in part because they're similar to a 5-star boutique hotel and like to be able to maintain personal connections with their clients and can only accept so many people while still maintaining that level of personal attention. So if you delay, you risk missing out on what I've found to be the most valuable tool and resource for helping you grow and protect your retirement, now and in the years to come. To apply for this kit, simply click the button below this video, enter your info, and then if you're approved, you'll be rushed this entire kit at absolutely no cost in the mail. There's no catch or any strings whatsoever. You just need to apply quickly and give yourself the best chance of getting one of the last remaining kits. That's it. Once you're in, you're in. And it'll be rushed out to you immediately. Why is there an application process? Simple. The company has to be very selective about who they send this information to, as this industry is fraught with unscrupulous individuals who may take advantage of this offer. It also separates who is serious about learning the truth versus those who are just looky-loos. So again, to get started, I highly encourage you to click below and apply for your kit. Approval's fast, and if you're accepted, and there are any kits remaining, you'll receive your kit within a matter of days. It's a small action that can easily set you up for a lifetime of potentially safe, profitable gold investing and growth. Now, before I wrap this presentation, I will close by giving you 3 additional urgent reasons why I think it's imperative that we all maximize our gold holdings. The first is that earlier this year, it was announced that our national debt was at $19 trillion. Of course, this scary number won't cause pulling back of government spending any more than the European debt crisis will. Another big factor influencing the price of gold is production. Despite the fact that gold prices have more than quadrupled over the past decade, gold mine production has peaked and is actually trending down. Indeed, even countries like Chile are showing strong opposition to mining projects. Prospective gold miners are often treated no differently than those wanting to start a nuclear power plant. And with less and less fertile territory for mining, it will clearly be difficult for gold production to grow far beyond where it is now. That, too, could trigger a major long-term spike in gold prices. Finally, the third factor is record physical demand for gold. From Russia, India, China, and beyond, there's undeniable record demand for gold right now from central banks, wholesalers, and consumers, and it's showing no sign of slowing. All that demand will inevitably drive the price higher. So, to summarize, given the economic and geopolitical storm clouds on the horizon and the potential upswing I just outlined, doesn't it make sense to add physical gold to your portfolio or through your retirement account? I certainly think so. Even putting 10 to 30% of your retirement into gold before the 2008 financial disaster would not have only protected your retirement, but you would have been one of the lucky few who actually made gains during that volatile time. There's simply too much money to be made going forward. It's possible gold could soar to well over $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000 per ounce in the years ahead. Yes, it could take years, particularly as the sovereign debt crisis edges closer and closer to Washington. But many believe the recent pullback in gold pricing was just temporary. And this is setting up what may be the greatest buying opportunity any of us has seen in years. Do not be fooled by the recent low unemployment numbers or so-called recovery. Nothing has changed. Over 3 trillion unbacked paper dollars will have to meet their day of reckoning. And when they do, gold investors like us are likely to reap incredible rewards. Seeing all of this, it's now easy to understand how so many companies have come out of the woodwork, eager and ready to sell investors overpriced coins, effectively stealing from them, capitalizing on a message of fear. I hope by now you see that the company offering you the free gold starter kit below is 100% different. Not only is their reputation impeccable, but they're willing to put their money where their mouth is and give you a complete education on everything you need to safely invest in gold. Whether you choose to work with them or someone else, you will be informed. And with your newfound knowledge, you will be bulletproof from gold scammers. This extremely valuable free starter kit covers all you need to know, from where to buy and where to safely store your gold for life. It's all yours at absolutely no cost. Don't you want to know how exactly to roll part of your retirement account into gold, where and how to get the best prices on gold, and how to store it safely without risk of seizure or theft? You should, because there's no better way to protect and grow your retirement than gold. And with your free starter kit, you'll be armed with everything you need to know to avoid the scams and theft, get the best value for your money, and stay protected no matter what happens to the economy or government. Already in this video, I've exposed the industry's worst lies and provided real education on this confusing and controversial subject. Yet this is only the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more you'll discover once you receive your free gold starter kit and devour all the information inside. Don't make the mistake of being complacent. Many investors fail to do their proper due diligence before getting into gold, only to lose a massive amount of money and value, thanks to the scams we covered earlier. With your free gold starter kit, all the hard work is done for you. You just need to take action. Apply by clicking below, and then follow the advice inside once it arrives at your doorstep. That's it. There's no cost and no strings or obligation. You'd honestly have to be a little crazy not to take advantage of this rare opportunity to learn the closely guarded truth. To apply for your kit, simply click the button below this video. They've been moving fast, but there should be a few left. If you act and get yours now. Again, it's been my pleasure helping you navigate the dangerous but lucrative minefield that is gold investing. Clicking below will easily be the smartest investment decision you've ever made. One that could preserve, protect, and even grow your retirement in the months and years to come.